And now going into the second part of this Beast Machines episode, The Weak Component. Yes, this was the 6th episode of that season. First season Beast Machines. A 2-season outing. The detailing here of the Viacon factory that's pretty good. Now this bit here is a little bit weird. This shot seems to imply that there's one massive cable that runs from that one particular Viacon factory directly into Megatron's head. Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, the Maximals are going to get mad at Rattrap for this, but in a sense, he's pretty much demolished that Viacon factory all by himself. If anything, don't get mad at Rattrap, give him an award. Obviously not the Nobel Peace Prize, but some kind of award, you know, Purple Cross. I mean, he kind of got injured. So that's a nice element, the fact that if Megatron goes down, all of Cybertron sort of goes down. I wonder if they could have played... Oh, I think, no, they did play with that in later episodes, the whole concept of what happens when you beat Megatron.
I mean, for once, I wasn't thinking about myself.
As has become a bit of a theme in this particular episode, the characters are being massive clowns when it comes to Rattrap. It really is... Okay, now we're coming up now to one of the elements of this episode that has so many trans fans down on it. And, you know, it's a... The criticism is Rattrap is about to sort of betray the Maximals, kind of. And that's considered, considering his character in Beast Wars, that is considered massively out of character. Now, for me, the issue is not so much what he does here, because he is just persecuted throughout this whole episode. My criticism is the way they do it. I mean, look at Cheetor here. He's assaulted Rattrap. Okay, they are mad at him because he's transformed, and in this series they've learned that when they transform into robot mode they are detectable by the Viacons. But he just outwardly attacks him, and yells at him, and you know... The Maximals in this episode are massively belligerent towards Rattrap, and I think that's the major issue. They are forcing Rattrap to do this, you know, they have to write this plausible reason, but the plausible reason they come up with is so massively out of character for the Maximals. I mean, this is ridiculous. Certain elements that lead to this. This episode is written by Rodney Gibbs, and I'm not saying Rodney Gibbs is a bad writer, because he isn't. This is a well-written episode for what it is. It was his one and only Transformers writing credit, so I don't know how much he knows about this. Also, the whole writing staff of Beast Machines were initially told to disregard Beast Wars. And, I'm sorry, it's a sequel series. So that kind of seems to be a stupid edict to put on a team of writers. Hey, it's like telling the writers of Deep Space Nine, hey, totally forget about the Next Generation, pretend it didn't happen. You know, it doesn't work that way. I think that's part of the issues that just surround Beast Machines as a whole.
All planetary systems are failing. Your drones are depowered.
Now, this is one of my favorite characters here, that little Pokemon ball thing sort of flying around there. That is the diagnostic drone, and he's being played by Christopher Gaze. I just love this character. He's that delightfully snooty English accent.
Etc., etc., for at least half a solar cycle.
A kind of layer of underlying sarcasm behind everything he says.
Permanently.
Care for a second opinion?
So this is the way the world ends.
And Megatron just sounds awesome all the time. I wish I had his voice, I really do. I'd go out to nightclubs and I'd try to pick up chicks using Megatron's voice.
Yes, what's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this?
Noisemakers? I want noisemakers.
So here, Rattrap has come to cut a deal with Megatron. He told the Maximals, hey, Megatron's weak, and they all didn't believe him. Which is quite stupid considering the rest of this episode, but we'll get to that later.
A solar cycle. Plenty of time to recuperate, recalibrate, and whatever else it is you gotta do.
Here is my counter-proposal. I liberate your spark here and now, thus freeing...
I quite like this scene. If this scene has a highlight, for me, it's... If this episode has a highlight, for me, it's this whole scene between Rattrap and Megatron. It's quite well written.
Please do.
And I like this. It's this poker moment where Megatron calls Rattrap's bluff.
You wouldn't be here unless you had no one else.
So basically the deal that Rattrap and Megatron strike is
No noise, shall we?
Megatron will give Rattrap weapons, because his robot mode has no weapons, but Rattrap has to protect Megatron for the night while Megatron is vulnerable.
Perhaps you've begun to realize, Optimus.
It's a nice little psychological thing here. And another one of the weaknesses here of this episode is this is one of the many moments where the entire Beast Machine series could end at this point, but it just doesn't because we're only in the 6th episode.
See things from
That's a good shot there.
If after that time you still
Megatron
wish
in
to fight for
Rattrap's
Optimus
eyes.
and his cause, the weaponry is yours to keep.
Okay, so that's part 2 of 3 of the weak component for Beast Machines. Hang tight, I will be back soon with the 3rd and final part.
Completely unharmed. Naturally, if any harm comes to me by a maximal hand, you forfeit the weapon.